this is an ideal opportunity to use my battery tester. And although I do like these batteries, I've made the epic mistake of leaving it connected to my motorcycle for 5 months. And as you can see, it's a few years old now. Let's put some charge into it, because there's absolutely no point in doing a drop test on a battery that's depleted. So although the little fan in here is going to have a little grumble, I use small stuff like this because I work on motorbikes in the workshop one. To pull in 4.3 amps supposedly. And it really does need charging. You can increase the boost if you want, but I'm a big believer in slow charging batteries rather than just in get in there. Just take your time, innit? So I'll turn this down. It's still got a hefty draw on it. Can you believe 4.2 amps is going through those crocodile clips? Yep, this is the one we want. Whilst it's still making plenty of noise, this is a battery tester. The shame of it is it's... Ew. I had a fallout with Sealey, the son of Sealey, many years ago over a YouTube video, and yeah, they didn't win. Anyway, so this has supposedly a dummy load inside of it. How it doesn't have any ventilation, I'm not sure, but it's also got a USB micro port on the side of it, in case you wanted to plug it in. It even comes with a USB lead and some software. Do any computers have CDs these days? What would you do with it? Actually, whilst I'm waiting for this to charge, I'm going to put the kettle on and I might actually read the instructions and try and figure out why we want a USB lead for it. I ended up reading the instructions. My favourite pages were the last two. My favourite. I didn't actually understand why. Let's make some space. Brought my trusty screwdriver along because Alex is about to invalidate his warranty, because I want to see how big the dummy weight is. And by that, in order to test the capacity of the battery or the viability of this battery, it needs to put a draw on it. Yeah, so what I like is these leads are quite thick, even compared to the charging cables that are on the battery. Yeah, so obviously it can draw some power. Don't know how much, but where does that heat go? So when it draws from the battery, where does the heat go? It should usually, it's quite big and has fins on it. Nowadays everything's transistorised, right? You haven't heard that in a while. Transistors. Right, let's pull it apart. And they cried, "Alex, you've invalidated your warranty." Yes I have. All in the name of science. Oh. Wow. Okay. There's our load. That's it. What I'm pointing to is that white brick on the side there. That is our dummy load. Wow. So we've got its CPU. And then we've got some voltage regulating bits. Wow. Ah, look, a hidden USB port. That's the one we've always wanted. The hidden USB port. Not the the user serviceable one, but the hidden USB. Fancy having 2 micro USBs on there. Man. Anyway, so there is the entire load that's supposed to take all the heat, all the heat from the thermal reaction, and I guess it gets measured. Wow. It's like, what would you call that? A resistor of some kind? It's blocked. Look at the soldering on it. You got a screw. Look at that blob of solder there. Look at it. So, CPU kind of holds the languages and the instructions. Got the ribbon cable here going to the LCD screen. This is about power management. Couple of capacitors. That's the user serviceable micro USB. That's the hidden USB that you never knew it had. And then it's pretty simple, to be fair. I wonder how hot that gets though. Okay, that's a ceramic outer for sure. Does it just test the resistance on that? So it's a known value, do you think? A known value on there, and then the computer just tests the resistance against the known value? We're nearly charged up. God, he's so noisy. Also, whilst making this video, which is quite short, the battery's almost full. So in the space of 10 minutes, this Motobat battery is nearly full. I love this brand as well, but it's my fault because the bike's got like a tracker on it and all that sort of gubbins, and I left it for 5 months, and the bike got started a couple of times, but obviously the battery is just depleted, and then I've just left it depleted, and I assured myself I'd disconnect it. Of course, on a Yamaha, you've got these bolts in the way and you've got the seat over it, and you just think, just put the bike in the corner, it'd be fine, bring it out in spring. Just reconnect the battery and all will be well. Clearly not. Right, nearly there. I'll drink my tea, and then we'll get load testing. The reason I bought this was because I work on motorbikes, and there's been some oddities, especially over the last couple of years, where a motorcycle will get charged up and everything seems fine, and then the battery goes after a couple of days. So I actually wanted to be able to load test them, but I didn't want to spend 250 quid doing it because you can't charge this stuff out. So for instance, customer comes in, you do a load test, you actually do it for free. You don't do it for like a charge, like $19.99 or something like that. No one would pay. So I just thought I will try this, a little Sealey load tester, because it's cute. The reason I went for a second opinion is this is my primary battery charger, because it's only motorcycle batteries, but I started to question it. But it's acting fine. I think it's down to 1.1 amp. So as the battery's gotten fuller and fuller, the draw has become less because it's more difficult for the charger to get electrons into it, because it's nice and full with loads and loads of lovely, nice warm electrons. And it's got the word intelligent on it. Earlier it was showing 4.2 amps. If you have an electric car or motorcycle, you'll know that if you try and charge it over 80%, that last 20% that you're trying to charge into takes a long time. It's now down to 1 amp. So it's acting normally. So we'll see what this tiny load test does to the battery as to whether it says the battery's good or not. Battery charging takes all day. We live in a world of Amazon. We just want one-click ordering and it's charged, or one click and we're in outer space, right? Right. Red on the positive. Make sure it's got a nice good grip. Look at the chunky bits in there. That's the technical explanation for it. Look at that chunk, hunk of chunk. Getting near you. There we go. Sealey. I don't know if I should hold this because that where's that hot thing? It should be there, right? Yay. I guess I press enter. Wow. A quick test. Yep. Battery's out of vehicle. So enter. Regular flooded. It's an AGM battery, which stands for absorbent glass matte. Now, if you look at your battery, there they go, it will say AGM, or whatever type of battery is. So choose your correct type. You can, like, if you had a full bat, you'd choose gel. Flat plates are what this is most common. Yes, we're in the United Kingdom. I don't know why it needs, well, maybe it needs to, change languages. Who can you tell? 12 amp hour. There's 8.6 amp hour. So I use the down arrows. Should we say 8 or 9? 8 or 9? 8 amp hour. Go. Testing. Can I feel any heat? Says it's healthy with 130 crank amps. Battery's rated for 190 crank amps. Good battery. I'm not having any of that. Let's do this again. Battery out of vehicle. AGM flat plate. Yes, United Kingdom. We're going to say it's a 9 amp hour. God, did you see it? It's got memory. It remembered the 8 amp hour I put in a minute ago. Are we ready? Go. I'm not feeling any heat from the load. Oh, yes, I am in the United Kingdom. 9 amp hour. Get on with it. Testing. Healthy, 100%. 130 crank amps. The charge is 96%. Rated for 120 amps. A good battery. It's not. That's rated for 190 crank amps. So that's it. Conclusively, the Sealey MC105 doesn't know what it's talking about. That was good. You don't need to buy one now. Let's pop it back in. The reason I'm not having any of this is because this battery's already been charged and has failed to crank my bike very well. So I know this battery's no good. Might help me if I got some keys. And yes, Alex does have a car. Just got my keys there. Lovely. Also found my lunch. Yay! All right. Come on, baby. Oh, for crying out loud. Nah, that's it. It's not gonna go. Hey, you. I thought you tested good. You big fat liar. Best place for you is in your new toolbox. Okay, so I got to wait a couple of days for a battery, and I hope that you all learnt something from that, because I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I did. What did I learn? I learnt that that's okay. Okay. I'm happy. Yeah, let's put the kettle on. Let's get more tea on the go. Look. And in case you wanted to know what my lunch is gonna be like, French fries and upside down chicken strips. Don't you look at me like that. Don't you dare. Quick tech tip. When you're disconnecting your battery, disconnect your negative terminal first, then your positive. All right, you, come in with me. These go to recycling. They don't go in the bin. Well, my lunch turned out better than that battery tester. Looks lovely. And Hero's nearly finished his. You enjoying it? He's taking the pieces off to his bed. Be a light, mate.